switch here. Alright, here we go, some WaifuWarS content. We post link around, trying to keep an eye on friends list. Let's start. Alkazar is, I believe, playing Team Toa? Question mark? I'll need to double check that. Okay, links posted. Let's do this. Hey Race Crew, how's it going? Game, okay. Alright, nice, they're already in it. Let's get right to it. So Zuko's team Azusa. Yeah, they've been doing really well so far this season, I think. Hey Cobra. Like I think like Azusa has like a 1-6 record or something, or a 0-6, or sorry, 6-1. Not 1-6, 6-1, I think, or something crazy like that so far. Raven was just posting the scores. If I was better at streaming, I would have a nice way set up to show you guys the overall scores for the tournament so far, but alas, they're 8-1 for Team Azusa right now. Team Toa has a record right now of 1-5, but we'll see if things, get a shakeup here. So we see Zuko taking a pretty early tank pick here, which is interesting. He usually plays pretty rush oriented, and his box is still very rush flavored here with the Caroline and stuff like that in. And like, because the Toa is going to get an FB, just the way Alkazar's box is set up, she's capable of just guard ignoring versus unfaction buffed units, and Albedo notably does not faction buff anyone. So Toa can have some assassin plays here, potentially. So we see strong Caroline pick here. Alka doesn't have that much healing left on the table. It's basically just Jugler and Flow, and I guess Deedlit has some. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Flow pick here, because for once Flow will actually get a faction buff. And she's pretty potent as player too, with repeated actings and stuff, so I think we'll see Flow, but he might look at the Deedlit or Jugler or something instead. It's rough playing against Team Azusa if you're trying to tank push like Alka is, because this unit just annihilates tanks. I mean, she really, really does. Her unique ability to turn both her and her troops' attacks into magical damage is killer against most tanks, which just have high physical defense and not magical defense. So we'll see how like the Hilda holds up here. Zuko also taking a Flow. Not gonna have action buff for it, so she will tire out eventually, but it does give him a little bit of sustain. And, maybe some nice enabling for the Azusa or something with a rush. TJS, strong pick. More healing, more damage, good enabling. Like, with flow and teleport, you've got some strong P2 plays where like you stand like the Azusa or something, right? You act again with flow, and then you teleport her as like the fifth action of your turn, and player one doesn't have any actions left to address that, so you can be really aggressive with like a teleport play potentially. Zuko does have flow to counteract that with his own act again, but she's only gonna get one the whole fight, more likely than not. At least until things really liquidate. I think Deedlit makes the most sense for Alka here. Question now is if he's going to actually be able to kill this Albedo at some point. Toa can guard ignore, but the rest of his draft can't. Yeah, that's true, JB. We did almost have full Tensei here. And I actually get why Zuko banned Nomi, both for the haha, no Nomi, but also just because, I mean, she actually would probably kill Albedo. Assuming no proc, of course. Albedo procs are up there with Shinpachi procs in terms of legendariness. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how things hold up. I think this is going to come down to if Alcazar can kind of survive Zuko's initial onslaught here, where he's got like the Caroline and Helena as like strong AoE threats and Azusa for like tank cleanup. But, you know, if he fails to take tank life with the... Like if he fails to finish off the tank with his Azusa play, it's going to be hard for him to finish it off because the Hilda, even if she's cavalry, she can just switch into Lancer, and the Azusa becomes the only thing that ever kills her. So it becomes hard to take both lives unless you get like a really juicy Azusa play somehow. Maybe Caroline will just like explode the flow though. Flow's not exactly known for her tankiness, so. She does not have Shrine Maidens. So, extra passive on Albedo instead of like an attack skill. I thought she has heavy block. Isn't that just like better than regular block? Maybe not though. I don't know exactly what she has. Pretty normal looking other stuff. Let's see. Double Lancers on Hilda, so that's pretty well equipped to deal with all this stuff. It's exclusive, so not Tiamat, so the Zusa probably has a pretty good shot at taking a life. TP and single target on Tejas. Double acting on Toa. Full 2C, Deedlit, so like full support. He knows the AoE from Caroline into Helena is going to hurt, so we brought the extra healing. I think he did lose the troop game here a little bit for Alka. He's got the lizards, the mages, and the unicorns versus molders, which are good against all three of those things. I would have wanted to mix things up a little bit, maybe bring Sansies on the Deedlit. Or like Dex on TGS. I say that because you maybe don't want to read double infantry Deedlit versus a team with 2 top cavalry. At Toa, as per usual. 1350 defense. Pretty damn bulky. Love to see it. And 2100 attack. This'll hurt. I'd be pretty confident this kills these 2 units, even though they're cavalry. Especially with that extra damage buff from the Hilda faction buff. Yeah, those stats are going to get even more fat when she does her command. just Alcazar things. Yeah, so if I was Alka, I would probably put this flow. I guess he did turn 1 guard, or turn 1 buff, actually, so we can't. I was going to say, I would put this flow on a tree. Because, yeah, I'm worried about the same thing, JB. I think Alcazar can actually win this if his flow doesn't keel over to Caroline AoE. But it becomes pretty hard if it does. Because Caroline does a lot of damage. It's neat because she didn't really get to see much use in regular Apex play, but she's very good in this format. Yeah, so we do see the early defense aura cast there, bringing it up to a whopping 1460 defense. And a pretty fat as well, 1500 defense on the Hilda. I wonder if he's on Heim here, looking at some of these stats, or if this is still like an attack god. I think if you're Alka here, you don't use the AA, you let Zuko move in, give up his turn priority. And yeah, that's what I was getting at earlier. I'm almost never a fan of turn 1 faction buffing with like Landis or Hilda. I'm almost always a proponent of guarding first. And like this is awkward now, right? Because like flow, because you chose to give up the turn priority there, you can't save this flow anymore. I don't think you should have acted like he should have acted again. I really would have put tiles down with Hilda first action instead of guarding or instead of faction buffing. Yeah, flow is completely dead here. 10k HP. There's like no chance this lives, I think. T-Jess might be 2. Because she doesn't get this buff unless she's at 100% HP. You know, she's actually not very well positioned to take advantage of her Mekk-Knight tiles, I feel. I guess she can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, jump 2, and then still hit everything, I guess, but... Yeah, so I guess it doesn't really matter. She kind of just reaches in a straight line anyways. So interestingly, he doesn't choose to jump while Alka's injured. I don't think I would... I think I would just take the chance to heal with flow here. I don't know. Because it's not like Zuko has much follow-up AoE-wise, so as long as your healers survive that initial wave, you're kind of okay, in my opinion. He doesn't really have like the stuff to finish a tank bust. His tank's too far back for Azusa to like hit and be in guard, so you can double tap with these two. So I don't know, I think I would have healed with flow. He does get another chance here though, so let's see if he takes it. Hey Sam. You can actually go get on a tree now with this flow too. So I think that's the play. You get on the tree and 2C. Especially because he does have turn priority going into next turn, so like he can just heal again with 3C. Is Toe or a 3 blocks or okay, it's 3, so she could go on either trait even. Personal preference here. Well, the 1 token heal won't heal hero HP, just the soldiers, so it's not like it's gonna help her live the AoE. Because I mean, Caroline won't be able to get off a second AoE, I'd think, right? Like if Kara jumps this turn, she's not getting a second AoE off, although he did burn the T-Jess, which is the more reliable Caroline kill. Let's see, can she reach? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, she can't. T-Jess buff already gone because she's taken so many actions, and her acting is not buff preserving. I'm a little less confident on the Toa one-shotting the Caroline. Given its defense aura, she'll be pretty heavily injured. Than I was on T-Jess when she had buffs still. Oh wait, Zuko's turn prior here. I thought it had shifted. Interesting. I wouldn't expect this Toa to live the Caroline, if that's his hope here. I think the Caroline basic takes this. And like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I suppose she's in flow 3C reach, but it's not like that's going to save you from Azusa, just a little wavy heal. And yeah, Sam Caroline had not moved yet. Oh, he doesn't. Was that an accident? That he didn't basic there? What? Now you get your Mech Knights broken and you don't even hit the Toa. Soldier mobility down 2, gonna decrease her reach here. So T-Jess not ready with any immediate follow, but she gets her cooldown back to TP in next turn. But the Albedo is still guarding. She's got the ring guard even if this somehow got dispelled from something. I don't think that was a very good exchange for Alka. I don't know if he thought he would live Azusa. I would 100% not believe I would live Azusa. Even if your Toa has 15,000 defense, it's not like Azusa's hitting into that, so... Because now you're in this really awkward position where... You know, you have to... The Caroline's going to get to AoE twice. Flo only has 2C for AoE healing now, not 3C. And like you have to tank bust the Albedo, but it's not like that's an easy thing to do. In fact, it's not even going to live to do that. I don't know if that was impatience or what, but I don't think that Azusa play was very well thought out. Like the taking the Azusa with Toa. And I don't think we have anyone else immediately beefing. I actually haven't set up my box yet for WaifuWarS again. I've been doing a lot of ladder. Well, some amount of ladder, not a ton, but I still have it set up for ladder. And I'm gonna have to work on dinner in a few minutes. But if someone in chat appears and says, hey, I'm gonna play a waifu war game now, then we can watch that. Otherwise, maybe I can dig on hero cards for some replays for a couple minutes. Let's see who's played recently. Stow played versus Raven. I think that happened at like lunch or something. I wonder if either of them put it on card. Let's take a look. Nope, that's not. This is Stow. I think we watched that already on stream. Versus Alka. Okay, Rice Crew saying he's down to play, if anyone wants to take him up on that. Oh, is this from today? It does not look like it. It's peeking, but pretty sure this is old. In fact, I'm actually quite sure this is old. Yeah. Oh, that's good content. There's a non-zero chance I already have that covered from last season somewhere. Let's see. Wallian played versus Apti. I'm guessing neither put that on their card. Oh. Here we go, providing content. Good on Wallian. GG, Zuko. I think he played well. I think Alkazar overstepped there with that Toa play and you punished him for it. Alright, so let's take a look at this replay here. So Wallian's Team Alpha versus Apti running Team Varna. I guess this was, I think, the 25th it said. So that should be after her casting was out. So we'll see if that extra 10% attack gets any sweet kills or extra talent span. Some Egbert gaming. Julian gaming. This is Rush versus Rush for sure. Agnes. An IBC. Okay. Curious who in Apti's available units the IBC's for here. I don't think Egbert really needs it to reach with his whole 3C teleporting himself thing. Right, overall drafts here. So both sides have like a couple of bulky things that are hard to kill with AoE. We've got the Alpha and Lewin, Elwyn, and IBC has some self-healing and stuff, and party healing. A couple pretty dedicated AoE units like the Julian, Agnes, Varna, Egbert, and so on. So we'll see how things go here. Apti should have better engage reach here with the IBC buff for like the Matthew. But Wallian might get like a nice initiate for Julian from like Agnes or something. Yeah, she just got it, Zuko. I think it's like 10% attack and talent span +1 or something. Okay, so Wallian not positioning to bonk turn 1 seems weird to me. Like if you put Agnes where Tapa is, like that gets Julian active immediately to go ham and AoE, because after you frontlined like everything pretty much. So Agnes, could go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get these two. That's your 2 for Julian. Seems weird to position her so far back. I guess the Tata's putting out some single target threat reach, but let's take a look at skills here actually. So double attack skill, guard, pretty regular Lewin, not running guard Lewin like I often do. 3C on Julian and AoE. Mass protect. Is I guess for the buff block or something from Matthew. Looks like Brace or Elwyn, maybe? Like, I can't tell. Egbert's doing Egbert things with acid burns. So he'll summon his 3C, that'll teleport him forward, and he casts acid burns. Normal Varna, normal Matt, normal IBC. Okay. Alright, now we've got double the ugly Egbert here. So he'll just kind of hang out, and then next turn. Ooh, yeah, that is dangerous though. I didn't even think about that. The self-damage and the... Oh my god, the proc. GG's. Yeah, I hadn't really considered that so the Egbert summon itself takes damage after it stands, I guess. Yeah, and then Egbert himself hurting himself via his 3C gets you your 2 for Julian, so you get, instead of having Agnes initiate, Ryan turns him on for him. So not only does he get the juicy 3C, which featured a silence it looked like. Yeah, silence on IBC, which is brutal, means no buff for reach. Also procs EE, so sick Varna kill. And now you've got a Julian with his 3C boosted, so the only thing that's gonna kill him is gonna be the Elwyn. Because IBC's silenced, Matthew doesn't have single target, and he does a crap ton of fix before he even enters battle, so basic's not gonna do it. Rough. So Matthew just opts to AoE. So he did yield turn priority by choosing to take out the Varna. We'll see if that matters here. Oh, I guess he dispelled off the 3C buff that gives the fixed damage. I kind of just assume most modern units buffs are undispellable, but not the case for him apparently. So I think Talia fixed can ignore immunity, question mark? So will this double kill Elwyn? No, it won't. It's only... I'm thinking of a lane. So maybe you didn't check that it was Bracer, but you do get a heal block on the Elwyn. It's really juicy. I wonder if you noticed. Game's closer to getting the kill than I would expect. Is that first strike putting in work? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think Agnes bonks. Heals up Tata some. Maybe? Oh, he'll block on Elwyn, that's right. There's Egagon. And yeah, GG's. That Julian was brutal. That's just like the live and learn. Don't pick Egbert into Julian, because you could see that he picked the Egbert after the Julian was already picked. I don't think there's anything Egbert can do. Like, I think it ignores immunity or something on him, like, because it's an AoE, not fixed damage from his 3C. So I don't think there's really a way to avoid that happening if you pick him into Julian, if you want to use this 3C. If you're not using Egbert's 3C, then you shouldn't be using Egbert. Okay, looks like Rice Crew and someone are playing a scrim. I didn't look at chat close enough to see. Let's take a look. Rice Crew and Alka. Interesting, interesting. I'm surprised that Rice Crew allowed this Jugler. I think Hoffman's a really strong hero, but you don't really want to be giving them like reactive heals because the shield AoE does count as a second AoE. So, you know, you've got something like Rosen reactive or Jugler. You know, they're healing twice, and the shield AoE is so weak that, you know, not only is it not going to be damage positive, it's going to be healing up half the damage her first AoE just did. We do get Elma for Rice Crew though, so he's running without faction buffs here. So Toa has snipe potential, but you know, Alka can't AoE into this team with Jugler. He will die. Because the candle will count as an extra body. So Betty will be doing 6 times her attack in fixed damage in the event that Jugler goes to 3C, which is not healthy for dogs. And with any luck would like heal reversal the Jugler, so he like hurts the whole team too or something. That's the dream for Betty versus Jugler. But all in all, I think I give the edge to Alka here. I don't think there's a lot Rice Crew can really do about it if this Toa just runs up and kills Hoffman. Like Betty's not ready to single target punish. Alpha's probably not going to be able to single target punish. You've got Lancer, infantry that's not really a strong attacker, a healer, and a archer who maybe can kill, but I wouldn't count on it against Alcazar's Toa. So, and it's not like he can do anything to make the Hoffman tank the Toa, assuming it's infantry, or sorry, Lancer Hoffman. And even infantry, Hoffman probably would die too. Toa's strong. Alka does have like sort of tank bust options. The Elma plus, I guess you've got 3 tank lives and like an Elma mirror to deal with. So it's, you don't really want to have to kill the tank. Ooh, we see Alka gaming with the Gallant Duelists on Elwyn. So he loses a lot of reach for it, but it does mean he's got a very reliable tank bust here. Because we do see double Lancers. Double Lancers. So Lobster Jugler, same Toa, same Hilda. Elwyn, which I think we were... I'm guessing this is Bracer. That's a lot of defense, actually. Wow. He had a pretty... okay, he must have picked time here. This is a lot of defense on Mariel and Elwyn. So I'm guessing Rice Crew's going to try and play really aggressive here. But the unfortunate thing is that Jugler reactive heal is going to stop like Hoffman, like one Hoffman AoE from just like decimating the team. You almost have to lead with the heal block AoE, but it's so hard to hit stuff with it because it's only a 3 block AoE that you're not going to get much out of it. Yeah, Alpha is standing here, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, Grenadier Guards first. We see turn 1 Hilda buff here, but it makes a little bit more sense since you've got the Jugler as a secondary guard. You want to be making pretty aggressive plays with the Toa to kill Hoffman. I couldn't say if it's intentional or not. I think Grenier is a lot more likely to die to Elwyn, even if you're assuming like Unicorn's Elwyn, than Alpha is. And he doesn't have a revive. So I probably would have set the Alpha as the higher priority, but I don't think Alka's really looking at this as a tank post game. It's more so like once it gets down to cleanup. For him, he really just has to try and kill Hoffman with Toa, and that is kind of what's Rice Crew going to do about it. So Rice Crew can try and set up like body blocks using his summons and like Grenier and stuff maybe, but that constrains your positioning a lot. So we'll see how that goes if that's what he decides to do. They used to like design units somewhat fair, so unlike Andriel, Toa does not have unit pass through because that's an incredibly stupid thing to give to a melee range assassin. Very overpowered. I hate Andy. But anyways, so yeah, she doesn't have unit pass through, so body blocks do work fairly well against her. Using tanks and summons and stuff. But I mean, it's still not really going to be like one Hoffman AoE. It's super devastating with that Jugler there. In fact, with the wings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She won't be able to reach to go around or anything. It does move a little far up there, yeah. And a nice clock proc, that's strong. But not much damage. Lancer versus high defense infantry, so. So the shield notably doesn't cover these two tiles with its aura, unlike Rickie. Rickie's is like a 5 by something, 5 by 6. The shield is like a 3 by 7, and not the row it's on. So you can kind of get around it. So she should have pretty clean kill, but he didn't read the debuffs. Hoffman's passive here has 2 different debuffs it can give, and one of them has anti-act again. So it's really RNG which one you get. The anti-act again, of course, being extremely potent. So the Toa is kind of on a platter here, but I don't think he has anything to actually take it with single target. So he's just going to try and box it in, I guess. Jugler, like I was saying earlier, Jugler cannot, I repeat, cannot 3C into this team. He will explode, I'm pretty sure. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 7 targets. So she doesn't have the extra attack buff from her talent yet, but 7 times 1800 is not pretty. I guess he won't die because he has a lot of HP, but it's not pretty. I think that's a weird choice not to switch her to cavalry. I don't know. I guess it's fine because you do have the 2 lancers here that could basic attack. Ooh, the clock. Rice Crew has the most ungodly luck with clocks. Both the Hoffman and Betty clock were really good for his game here. So you do have heal block now from Betty, so you can actually get a nice juicy AoE off now with the Hoffman. So I think she'd have to burn one of her skills here to heal. I'm not really that positive on Mariel's healing capabilities. Okay, so Elwyn whiffs on the Grenier. So he's gonna get a nice stun on the Mariel now. Because he was already heal blocked from the Betty. That's actually a pretty potent combo. Usually a Hoffman, like, to do the stuns, has to, like, set himself up via using, like, being in the shield aura for his targets and also hitting them with the AoE, but with the Betty setup, not the case. You get a nice, juicy AoE, much easier. So I assume Alpha runs up 3Cs. This should... No L1 life. Okay. Some nice passive healing from Mariel, even stunned. The Toa's pretty dead here. Stunned and heal blocked. Ban time. I think. Let me actually read what they said again, but that looked like a ban. Yeah. So let's evaluate here. Grenier lost 2 range guard, but Alpha's guarding everything. Got Toa stunned and heal blocked. I don't think Mariel can cleanse the heal block and heal in the same action. She can heal her own heal block to save herself, but no clock on the 3C there, so we can only line AoE, but the line AoE might kill here. He's pretty well buffed here after that Helma 3C, so you kind of have to move the Mariel here. He goes for L1. So he fails the Dispel on the mirror, it looked like. Yeah. So no heal block on the Alpha, so she's chilling. She did lose 2 range guard, but that's fine, because, you know, he's not really in any pressure. And there goes Mariel. And that Jugler healing is going to be getting pretty weak now with all that damage on him. Did Betty activate her talent yet? Yeah, so 2 times 7 is 1400. So Jugler won't die if it's Swordsmith Metal. If it's not Swordsmith Metal, the mirror will finish him off if he 3Cs. But if it's Swordsmith Metal, you can 3C to trigger the healing from his casting passive from having all skills on cooldown. Still won't save the Toa though, because she's heal blocked. It was a pretty bad misplay, honestly, with the missing the AA block on the Toa. I'm trying to remember if I got him something. I played Hoffman against Alka last season for one of my few wins of last season, and I don't think I got any such juicy anti-AA, but I did get some strong stun plays. Poor Grenier whiffed. So Jugler is passive guarding the Toa. You could have Alpha take L1 life and then retreat with the Light Recall. He takes the Toa instead with the basic, that's fine too. Just not enough juice left in Alka's comp. The Hoffman had to go, but he had to go later. Like he had to save the Mariel, like use the Mariel to keep Toa in shape to actually get to the Hoffman. Because unless the Toa is, you know, out of play like that, the Hoffman can't come out from behind his body block wall there. So like it's really hard for Rice Crew positioning wise. Because the shield AoEs alone aren't really that much. I didn't even realize that clocked again. Brutal. Hawks, man. And good debuff RNG with the Hawkman on getting the Toa AA blocked. So I think that's probably it for today's stream. I kind of got to go. I'll put something up tomorrow, I'm sure. I should be a little bit more free to cast like some afternoon matches. I'll maybe play a couple of my own, set up my box for it. Thanks for watching, people. I'll see you guys tomorrow or whenever the next stream is. WaifuWarS, let's go!